Hi guys, it's Matthew, Caitlin again. So today's class, short class, around 30 minutes on working towards a pose called Urdhva Dhanurasana. So up bow, aka wheel. So let's go ahead and get started. Block and possibly chair. You know, like if you don't have the chair, don't worry about it, but we'll get started on the block. So Virasana, hero's pose with the block underneath the hips. And the way she set up the block is going between the two sitting bones. So go ahead and do that. And block, you could be on whatever setting you needed it to be on. But from Virasana, we'll go Urdhva Virasana. So let's take the left foot out. So half hero's pose. And then from here, Supta. So starting to walk your hands back like you're gonna recline, but not coming all the way down if you don't need to. So if this is plenty, stay right here and seal your shin down to the floor as you extend your knee forward, extend your hip. So that could be it. Or like her, she can go ahead and go further down. So you can come down to forearms or you can come all the way down to your back. It's your call. So just starting off with some hip flexor, thigh stretching, quad stretching. Here though, let's keep the priority as shin down into the floor and then adjusting around it from that. So shin staying down, adjusting the pose around that. So what I mean by that is if you actually needed more, you can take your hips higher, higher, higher. That block can go up another step if you need more, and you could put another block under that as well. So you've got options here to make it even more demanding. But if it's a case of too much in the knee, go ahead and show the modification. So yeah, hands to floor. If it's a case of too much in the knee, all you got to do, lift your hips up. So you could go like this. This could be your pose. So go ahead and put your hips back down. So about 2 more breaths here. All right, go ahead and come up and switch sides. All right, and then whenever you're ready, going into the recline version or whatever your version of a recline pose this is going to be. You might not come all the way down to the forearms. But what's going on here though is we're looking for extension at the front of the hip. So front of left hip is receiving the stretch as well as parts of the thigh muscle, a good portion of the front of your thigh muscles. Having the block underneath the pelvis actually demands more extension at the front of your left hip. So if your hips were on the floor, you're not going to get as much stretch out of it or as much opening out of it as you would if your hips are a little bit higher. So keep the shin to the floor and then raise the hips. All right, go ahead and come up. Downward facing dog. Thank you. I'll take that. So block doesn't need to be red. Block can be whatever color you have laying around your house. Or if you don't have a block, you can use many other things that's solid enough to put your weight on. All right, here, arms are overhead. Go ahead and stretch them to capacity. So root through the hands evenly. Work the arms as straight as they can go. The inner arms lengthening as the outer arms are hugging in a little bit, and then just a little bit of rotation of the upper arms out, just a little bit. Don't overdo it. So that will cause the upper back to spread a little bit. The shoulder blades will move away from the ears a tiny bit. All right, and then let's get the right foot between the hands, a low lunge position. So left knee on floor. Interlace the fingers, Palms forward and then arms up overhead. Go ahead and see how she didn't untuck her back toe. Keep that and actually dig the balls of the toes down. Yeah, the balls of your toes, dig them down. She's doing it really well actually, stretching up, but outer arms pulling in quite strongly here. Now de-interlace and take the right elbow on top of left elbow in a Dhanurasana shape. So here, go ahead and move the elbows away from your chest. And she did it here actually, elbows away and then a little bit up. And then the sternum, the chest plate, go ahead and move it back a little bit. So basically all I'm really wanting to happen is that in between the shoulder blades, that area stretch. So chest plate moving back, shoulder blades moving away from each other, and then downward facing dog again. And go ahead and switch sides, however you're gonna switch sides. Left foot forward, back knee floor. Starting the same with interlaced fingers, arms straight, and then arms up overhead. So very similar to some of the other videos that I put up. It's not really a vinyasa class, so there won't be any sun salutations or anything like that. But it's meant to stand alone, meant to stand on its own. So what we're doing in the class will and can help you warm up for Urdhva Dhanurasana. Left elbow on top of right, Dhanurasana arms. Two things. Or is that three? Three things. Elbows away from chest, elbows a little bit up. And then breastplate a little bit back, just so this area of the body gets a stretch. As well, front of hip still getting a stretch. So front of right thigh is still getting the stretch, but upper back getting a stretch. All right, downward facing dog again. Right foot forward, low lunge. Torso up, hands together behind the back this time. All right, so starting with elbows bent, put the hands all the way up against the buttocks, yeah. And then roll the shoulders back, she's already doing it. Roll the shoulders back, open the collarbones now, and then stretch the fingers or the hands straight down, and then back, there we go. Now if you're able to see it just like I was seeing it, when she went hands straight down, she started to back bend right there. And now take the hands away from the sacrum. Just one more. Downward facing dog. Okay, switch, left foot forward, back knee floor. Same exact thing on the other side. So starting like she's starting with her hands all the way up against the buttocks, the sacrum. And then shoulders back first. And then from there, reach the hands down towards the floor, straight down, and then go back from there. There we go. So it could be helpful for the back bended positions to stretch the front of shoulders, chest a little bit as well. As that's really expanding in the back bended poses. All right, downward facing dog. Now this seems very appropriate. Plank pose. Lower all the way to your chest. Bind the hands together behind your back. Set up for a locust pose. And then come into it. So locust pose, couple breaths. Same exact thing though. Shoulders back, then hands away from the sacrum. Hands away from the buttocks. One more. Lower down. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, back knee floor. Walk your right foot all the way to the right side of your mat. Yeah, turn your right foot out about 30 degrees or so. Now left hand forward and out just a little bit. Now twist to the right, grab your back ankle or foot. Now once you get there, go ahead and kick into your hand and twist. Yeah, rotate chest up. But if that's too much, if you're not able to grab your back foot, your hand can just rest on your thigh and just get the twist and back bend component of it. So go ahead, she's spreading between the collarbones. Even pull this one back a little bit, there we go. So spreading in between the collarbones here. She's back bending, she's twisting, she's got an extension going through the front of the hip, so multi-purpose. Downward facing dog. So quite a good pose. Left foot forward, back knee floor. Left foot all the way to the outer edge of your mat. And then right hand a little bit forward and out, so you can actually use it more as like a strut. You can lean onto it. When you're ready, twisting, grabbing the ankle or foot. Now, once you get in there, if you actually have the back foot, actually kick into your hand, and that's gonna pull you into it. And if your bottom arm is far enough forward and out, you're gonna be able to lean onto that and just open the chest. Downward facing dog. All right, plank pose. Lower all the way down. Locust pose again. Interlace. Lift the shoulders first, then lift the chest, lift the hands, legs. Holding a few breaths. Locust pose, not a huge back bend, but excellent back strengthening pose. One more. And then come all the way down. Downward facing dog. All right, walk to the top. So all the way to top edge of mat. Stand up, stretch your arms up. And then hands in front of chest, release your arms. All right, let's turn towards camera. So step in the middle of the mat. Take a wide stance. And then warrior one to the right. So right foot out 90 degrees, left foot in very strongly, like 60, 70 degrees. And then go ahead and bend the right knee, take your arms up overhead. So Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. But we're gonna modify the pose. So we're gonna do a high lunge. So turn your back heel up off the floor. Adjust it, because you might actually be able to go longer between the 2 feet in a high lunge. All right, now bend the back knee a little bit. Yeah, and then bring your hands to your hips for a moment. Now with hands to hips, we're just gonna get a little more technical in here. Bring your fingers just underneath your hip points, dig in a little bit and pull up. And then keeping that, start to drive through the back leg a little bit more. Yeah, then take the arms up for a couple more breaths. Stretch the arms up to vertical, if not a little bit more than that. All right, now let's bring the left elbow outside your right knee, twist. And just do elbow outside knee, don't go armpit. If you can go armpit, back away from that, just go elbow so you can get a little more lift through the chest and a little more lift through the whole pose actually. And reason I'm doing that, I don't want, just going for a more mild twist. One more. All right, let's go ahead and stand up and turn the feet. Let's go to the other side. So nothing fancy, just doing poses from side to side. Yeah, finding warrior one stance, however that happens. And then high lunge, modified warrior one, back heel up, and maybe you can lengthen the stance a little bit. And like you did on the other side, go ahead and bring your hands to those hip points, the bony knobs. Bend your back knee. Yeah, bend the back knee so that frees the pelvis, or brings a little more freedom to the pelvis to move. Dig in and then pull up. And once, what's that?
So I'm tucking my tailbone?
Tiny bit. Okay. And it's basically so you can get more stretch to the front of the hip. Okay. All right, and then drive through the back leg a little bit, and then take the arms up overhead. So don't overly tuck the tailbone, even though this is a tucking, or in that, let's say it's, technically speaking, it's a posterior tilt, so the pelvis is rocking backwards. Don't overly do it. All right, put the right elbow outside the left knee and twist. So there's been a lot of talk about tucking tailbone for many years in the yoga world, and I think it's good in certain situations like that. I just had you do it so you can get more length to the front of the hip. One more. All right, stand up, parallel your feet to the right, take the feet together. All right, step or jump your feet wide. What was that?
Waiting for what's next.
Yeah, that's coming. Actually, for camera purposes, I'm gonna actually have you start from over here. Sorry. Still it's facing camera though. All right, Urdhva Dhanurasana to the right. Yep, half moon. So I was gonna have her go into it from triangle pose, but when I see the camera angle, that's not gonna work. All right, now either stay there or bend that top knee and grab your ankle or foot. She is going for it, okay. And whenever you do that, back bend. Open the chest, kick that foot straight back, and actually extend the hip more. So move that knee, left knee back, left shoulder back, right shoulder back. One more. Release the top leg. Stand up where you started. All right, other side. All right, it doesn't have to be so serious. Left foot. It has to be serious, but not too serious.
Super serious.
No one cares, man. No one cares. All right, now staying there or bend the top knee, grab the ankle or foot and kick back. We're just experiencing the body, having experiences in the body. We're just being human on the mat. Controlled experiences.
Don't you dare fall.
Mm-hmm. Good thing you had the wall.
What am I doing?
I don't know, you tell me. All right. Find stability first. Find the stability for the mobility, please. One more. Release the pose and then stand at the back of your mat. All right, this seems very appropriate. Come into the middle of your mat. Take a wide stance, a very wide stance. Yeah, lift the chest up, fold forward, put the hands on the floor. A couple breaths just in that version of a fold. All right, then come part way up. Right hand, bring it to your outer left ankle or calf. Yep, and twist. Now, this is for a couple different reasons. Definitely doesn't need to be here, but if you can see here, still getting that stretch from throughout the upper back. So let that right shoulder blade wing off the back away from the spine as you pull with your right hand. All right, go ahead and switch sides. I put it in here because it looked like she needed a little bit of a break. She needed to go upside down and kind of calm it down a little bit. Otherwise, I probably would have left it out, but go ahead and pull with your left hand and actually let the shoulder blade come away from the spine. All right, come through center. Hands to hips and then stand all the way up. Feet together or closer together. All right, judging by my timing, I am gonna have to speed things along. All right, we'll do it like this. Handstand, so you can use a wall, do handstand. If handstand isn't happening, go ahead and do dolphin pose. Demonstrate dolphin pose real quick. So dolphin pose is basically like down dog, just with the forearms on the floor. So we'll go ahead and use this as the alternative for a handstand today, just for today's class. All right, so if you need to, use this pose or handstand at the wall if that's where you're going. I'll be her wall is what it looks like. All right, so it's not this, let's say if you can't balance, use a wall. So it's not this learn how to balance and handstand kind of pose right now. It's get upside down, get the arms straight overhead. That's really what I want, and hold it there. Should have used a wall.
I just did it for camera angle.
Yeah, I got it. It would have worked. It'll work. All right, if you haven't rested, go ahead and come down and rest.
That's better than the other way.
What's better than the other way?
That instead of me turning this way.
Oh no, let's see it. I want to see it. All right, do it the other way.
We've seen it.
Do it the other way. All right, she's gonna use an actual wall. It's a little more stable than this guy with the green shirt on. There we go. Now, if holding handstand is enough, hold it and don't do whatever I'm about to tell you to do. Caitlin, look towards your belly. All right, now, yep, exactly. Ribs towards wall, buttocks, heels up, get taller, come out of the shoulders a little bit, then head down, or release the head. All right, standing forward fold. For timing purposes, come down to your belly. Come to your belly, please. And set up for Cobra pose, Bhujangasana.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's her favorite. We were working on it earlier. She wasn't too stoked about it. All right, so proportions plays a part in every single pose. Her arms happen to be quite long in proportion to her torso. So we have found out that she actually needs to move her hands a little bit further forward for it to be a little less strenuous in her elbows for her. But I typically will ask you to bring your hands underneath your elbows and start there, but adjust as needed. So strengthen your legs and go for it. Lift up into a version of Bhujangasana Cobra pose. I think your hands can go a little bit further forward, yep. So if you notice right now, she just snuck her hands even further forward because she was having issues in her elbows earlier. Too much pressure. One more. All right, come on down. And whenever she did that, if you were to notice the angle of her upper arm bones, they moved more towards vertical. They went from an angled position to less angled. Oh, Cobra. Let's do another one. Maybe. This is the thing about backbends is that the best warm up for backbends in my mind is backbends. Just doing them again and again and again. So when you're ready, come into it. Now look at the angle of her arm bones. Well, where they went from to where they are now. She's sneaking her hands forward again, there, right about there. And then if she were to pull them back, get the shoulders pulling back, chest up, Cobra pose. All right, come on down. Resting. Now, come into a locust position. So let's go ahead and revisit locust.
Bound?
Not bound, hands not bound. Go ahead and come up. Legs up, chest up. Stay there if you got to, or bend your knees, grab your feet. So grab the ankles or feet for bow pose, Dhanurasana. Yeah, once you grab them, kick back, lift your chest, but then start to lift the thighs up off the floor. One more. All the way down. Time check. I got about 5 minutes. We'll make it. We'll make it. All right, Dhanurasana again. So we're basically gonna get a few passes of Urdhva Dhanurasana in here. So there'll be some time just working all the way up to the pose, and then whatever you do after that, it's kind of up to you. One more breath. Release. And I'm putting these backbends in this order for more of a progressive build up to it, because you know, like for a lot of us, we could go straight to Urdhva Dhanurasana. We don't have to do all this. We can just get out of bed and just backbend Urdhva Dhanurasana. But this is more of a, let's say, a beginner's approach to it, or how you could build up to it. Camel pose, Ustrasana. Yep. So the Dhanurasana, Ustrasana, the next one we're gonna do, all very similar shapes to Urdhva Dhanurasana. So here, starting with hands on hips, bringing hands down to heels if possible. Hands can stay on hips the whole time. They don't need to come down at all. But if you'll notice how much opening to the chest is happening here. So really big chest opening happening, and quite a bit of back bend. One more. Go ahead and come up and rest. Will you show it with the chair, just hands on chair? So this is one of the reasons why it would be good to have a chair. Chair backbending, I can't say it enough. It's freaking awesome.
Will you hold the chair?
Yeah. Well, do Cobra pose, or not Cobra, Camel pose.
With
So
the chair?
yeah, just hands back. So come down to set up for Camel. And hands will end up on chair, on seated chair. There you go. So this is one way to modify Camel pose if you know you're a little bit stiffer and you can't actually get your hands down to something. You can put your hands on the chair. Go ahead and spin, grab out here. Yeah. Now go for it. Now back bend. So for her, she has way more range of motion. I'm just showing you a modified version. So if you are a little bit tighter, use the chair or anything behind you that you can get your hands to. It's fair game. All right, go ahead and come up. Come down to your back. Bridge pose setup.
Rapid fire back.
It is rapid fire back bends. Because I got 3 minutes, man.
Let's go.
All right, bridge pose, come up. All right, so whenever she lifted her hips, she interlaced her fingers behind the back, but then walked the shoulders in towards each other and just got the upper back lifting, chest lifting. So this position that we did earlier, lunging poses, same exact position. All right, go ahead and come down. Scoot this way more, scoot towards me, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the chair in there. All right, now showing the pose with chair. If you have a folding chair, I'm acting as a wall. So what you would actually do if you're at home by yourself is actually put the chair all the way up against the wall and work it like we're about to work it. So imagine I'm a wall. Now, your hands can go anywhere along the chair, so this gives you a lot of different options. So for her,
Should I start higher?
that's kind of up to you.
Show it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So she's gonna start in a very modified version of it. So you'll start by sitting on the chair and then sliding down. And basically, depending on proportions, basically a chair will be in the upper back and you're gonna back bend over it and grab the upper part of the chair. Now, when she's ready, she's gonna go ahead and lift the hips. See how she's adjusting her feet though? So lifting hips, and then from there, if she's ready for it, go ahead and back bend. Another strategy though is lift your heels. Lift your heels, and that's gonna, now you can see how much more lift she can get in the pose. Then when the heels can come down, then heels down. One more. All right, everything in reverse. Bend the elbows. You can rest the upper back on the chair and then get the hips all the way down and rest.
It's cold.
So one reason why I would do this or instruct this to people is if you're a little bit tighter in the upper back, if you don't have as much strength in the upper back to push up from the floor, this decreases the load a ton. So it can get people into the shape of the pose, start to get the muscles built to actually do the pose in the upper back. Go all the way down. Go ahead and go all the way down now.
Like with my hands on
Yeah.
the floor?
Well, hands on the chair. So going from here to down here, and you're going to see the difference in shape of pose. So go ahead and lift the hips up. Takes a little bit of adjusting to feel it out. So there has to be some proprioception awareness there. Proprioceptive awareness. Go for it. And whenever she pushes down here, push straight down. Push as straight down as you can, or else the chair wants to fold in. Might want to fold up on itself if you have a folding chair. One more. All right, come all the way down. All right, and then just one from the floor, just cause.
It's very strange having a chair.
What's that?
It's very strange having a chair right on top of my
All right, and then one from the floor, go from the floor. Or you could have skipped all that chair nonsense and just go from the floor.
Nonsense.
That's just to kind of walk you into it. Go for it. A little bit more easeful. So just trying to give more options for a greater range of bodies. Yeah, lifting the heels is a good strategy if there's too much pressure in the pose. Whenever we're doing back bends, or any pose really, looking for evenness throughout the whole pose. So we don't want to crank away at one joint section to greater than another joint section. Want to make the motion good, congruent motion throughout all the joints that are involved. All right, come on down. Scoot back a little bit, straighten your legs. You don't have to sit up.
Too late.
All right, just lay with the legs straight. Okay, could end it right here. Or you could round it out, do whatever you need to do, release the lower back, twist, forward folds, something of that sort. But hopefully,
I'm gonna stay here.
she's gonna stay right there. This is a good one after back bends. Just let the spine kind of settle down. But hopefully that was informative, and maybe you can use it again and again and see how your Urdhva Dhanurasana game goes. All right, thanks guys. Namaste.